episode, we'll start season 5 of Hunter x Hunter Part 1.
Spoiler alert, even though we'll be discussing the season in 2 different parts, you can still expect spoilers for the entire thing.
Alright, now let the Bacchanus begin.
Welcome back, Baka family, to another week of Whole Lot of Baka.
Of course.
As you might have noticed, we have an empty chair here in the middle of our screen.
What else could that mean?
Right. I was going to say, for those of you in podcasts, you can't see the empty chair.
Nope.
But, since I mentioned it, you know what's coming. We have a guest. Diamond.
Hello.
Some of y'all may have remember her from
the
which
AOT
episode?
questionnaire, I think? Questions?
Have you been on any other episode?
No.
Just the AOT one.
No, it's just the AOT one.
Oh, it was Eldians versus Marleyans.
Yeah. Oh,
Classic
it wasn't a question. Okay, it wasn't a question one. It was
Classic
that one.
episode. So she's back.
That shit was funny. So
By popular demand.
if that shit was funny, this one's gonna be funny too. So
Well, maybe not as funny. There's nothing controversial in this
but
season.
we can make things funny. Come on now, you watch the podcast or you listen to it, so you know.
Enough has happened this season to where we can get into some shit, I think.
Yeah, we can.
And of course, where we left off, Kite.
Kite. Yes. Kite. She loves Kite. You love Kite.
I do.
I feel like every single time we talk about Hunter x Hunter, Kite. Ah.
Well, I'm not, because just the way he died. Like, I was very moved by his death, and like now we're already talking about it at the beginning of the episode, but like I was very moved by that.
So that was the only thing that made you like really like Kite, was of everything leading up to his death.
Yeah.
But what if he had not died?
Really?
Yeah.
What, do you like Kite?
I'm borderline. The way she reacts, I thought she liked Kite for Kite, not because of what happened to him and everything. Yeah, I thought it was more of like, I just like him for him.
No, so, yeah, I like him because of like his, you know, his role in this season. Like they basically spend the entire season, like, you know, thinking they're learning from him or whatever.
Yeah.
Or they are learning from him. Like,
they do.
But like really, this season's the first time that Gon and Killua go off on like an adventure that is actually related to being a hunter.
Yeah.
Like every other time they've just been fucking around in the streets doing something random, whereas now they're actually on a hunter calling, and so Kai's the first person to kind of guide them through that. And I enjoyed watching their like interactions with Kai during the whole premiere arc, and then I like obviously how after he passes, it's like, or not passes, after his fight or whatever, it's a whole thing of like getting back to him and trying to get him back and stuff, and then the whole shit that this season did.
Yeah.
It's so fucked up, honestly.
I think what's worse is how they like let us know he's dead.
Yeah.
No, he's
like,
for sure dead.
Gon is delusional. Like let's not get anything confused. He is straight up delusional. He's dead.
We already know that Gon was delusional in the first 4 seasons. So
honestly though, but
it wasn't anything new.
It is really just like,
yeah, it was just
honestly
sad.
It reminds me of Norman.
Norman Bates?
Norman Bates.
Why? Why?
When Norman's mom died and he just was still talking to her and dug her up and was like...
Norman's mom died?
Okay, that show is like old. I didn't know you were not up. Okay,
no, I
I'm
stopped
sorry.
watching it.
Well, that's your own fault.
No,
then.
it wasn't my fault. There were circumstances that made me stop watching it, okay? 3 months gone. No internet. No nothing. So I stopped watching it because
well, anyway, for
my
those
Netflix.
of you who know, he gave me Norman vibes in that part of the season.
So Gon did. Okay. So to start it off, we figure out the bullshit that Ging is on still, or we continue it from last season, where we find out in this season that the whole company, whatever, we talked about in the last episode, but we actually find out that that's why it didn't go to Ging, and I was like, what? And this entire time, like, Kite thought at some point he got put into the game, but was he not put into the game at one point?
Who?
Didn't Ging bring him into the game?
Kite?
Yeah, he did.
Or
but
he
didn't
did.
know
Okay.
it. He like took him somewhere, and then like when they were
Oh
talking,
right, he didn't realize it was
like,
the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, the worst thing is like everyone hyping Jing up, like,
Oh,
he's
right,
so
everyone
smart, he knew
yes.
this, and it's
They're
like, what?
oh, he's the greatest hunter I've ever
I
met.
know.
Your
I
dad's
hate
a great
that.
man.
And
He's done all of this for
and
me.
it's immediate.
He
It's
saved my mother's life.
It's immediate. It's never like over time, it's always immediate. Oh, you're gang sign? He's the shit. Like,
best person I
Best
ever
person
met,
I
hands
ever-
down.
I like,
My wife was in labor. We couldn't make it to a hospital.
and he was the one that delivered his baby, and now
we named our baby after him.
Gagina. Like it's like, oh wow, my dad's so amazing, and he's like, yo, I don't want that motherfucker anywhere near me. He doesn't a company card. Send him somewhere else. God damn it.
Kai, you're free, right?
Right.
You can take care of my kid.
You can take on the wing.
It's so annoying. Like, literally no one even thinks it. Not Killua. You think him. He's been here for a while. He's like, maybe your dad kind of sucks.
Oh my
I
gosh.
would know.
Right.
Like, he has a horrible
I feel like at
Right.
first
I mean,
he was leaning towards that.
Killua's dad is not as bad as Ging, though.
Please, at least he was
His
there.
mom is. His
No.
mom is, but his mom was also still there. So
Yeah.
he's not fully in the same boat. He's also not as stupid as Gon. So like,
Yeah. It wasn't until this season, like every other season, I feel like Killua was kind of on our side, where he's like, Gon, I don't really know about this dude.
But for
But
some
this
reason,
season, he's like, oh,
season-
clearly, it's become clear to me that he made Green Island for you to train,
Yeah.
and
It's
obviously
ass
he wanted you,
backwards.
like obviously he wanted you to come out and meet Kite so that you could train more. And I'm
It's
like,
literally
that was
ass
so
backwards.
stupid.
The farther you get into this quest, it should be more of you're getting farther away from like the objective and the fact that he does not want you.
Yeah. It's sad, honestly.
it is,
It
it is.
It's so sad.
Honestly, from this season, the show goes from being like a whimsical, enjoyable little show that you've been watching to sad.
To
Like-
sad and what the fuck, because season 5 is what the fuck.
Sad, so sad and dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like, what happened? What's
I know.
going on? Like,
Is this for kids?
it's,
What?
it's in culture shock. I felt like a culture shock. Am I watching the same show? Like, is this still, like, yeah.
But even
Unfortunately,
like
it is.
in this like first half, it's not that bad. It
Mhm.
doesn't really like get that until like the last half.
Yeah.
But even in this first half, you get like little bits and pieces of how
Mhm.
bad it is. Because, for example, like, Gon and Killua are going with Kite and Kite's little band of interns or whatever the fuck they
Yeah.
are. They
They're
all
hunters.
lame.
I
They were
were
not
lame.
hunters. I don't.
They
Well,
were.
they just weren't pro hunters, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they were like ranked less than Gon and Killua.
I don't understand
But-
why Kite was even had them though.
Because
Like that's like
They're like wildlife hunters or
yeah,
whatever.
They
and
are.
that's like his thing. But he's there because he's like the strong one. He keeps
Right.
them safe. But they do
right,
all
but
the
like,
weird stuff.
are there not any other wildlife hunters like that are just
I mean,
as
I'm
strong
sure
as
there's
them?
other ones, but
Why
that's
did he
his
choose
friends.
5 to 6 wimpy ones that can't do nothing? One of them is
So
named,
many of them too.
Isn't one of them named like Cook or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I was confused, but in addition to them, who was it from the hunter exams that came? Also, I think it was Pokey and
Pokey and Pizu.
Oh
Pizu?
yeah.
Ponzu.
Yeah, they. And when I
Isn't
saw
it
them, I
Pokey?
totally forgot
Or
that they
did you
did
just
say
make that up?
Pocky.
I know
Pocky, something like that.
Ponzu's one of the.
Ponzu.
Isn't that the B one?
Yes.
Yeah, but is Pokey?
Yeah,
doesn't
something
sound
like
right.
that.
Anyway, the one with the arrows
Yeah.
that wanted to be a wildlife hunter, he shows up.
Yeah, but seeing them, it's like you haven't seen them since the hunter exam.
Right.
Mhm.
But like as soon as I saw them, I instantly remembered. Oh yeah, they did want to be wildlife hunters or some shit. Like they mentioned it.
Yeah.
So it totally made sense. That
But
they were
Ponzu
there.
isn't even a hunter. Remember, she failed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, she could have gone back and gotten
But she
her
didn't.
license.
She
There was
got
no
it.
need for
I
them
know.
to show us that.
I know she didn't.
No, because they made a point that Arrow Dude was the only one who's
Yeah.
actually a hunter. He's the only one who knew.
Oh,
They
how to
did
do
do
that.
that, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, wasn't she the one who wrote the note to the Hunter Association? Come help them.
She tried to. I don't know if it actually.
I don't.
It got to Gon and Killua.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it, got to them.
it didn't
It
get to
actually
anybody else. Because she was like, send it to anybody who like has
A certain amount of men.
a certain amount of nin, and like obviously like they're on the island too, so the closest people is them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she should have been like within like a farther than
Yeah.
this amount of radius.
Yeah.
Go find
I
somebody
know,
that
right?
far.
They were right
away.
around the corner.
They were right around that tree like this. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But
She
my
did.
whole point of bringing that up is the way both of them died were extremely savage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both. I was like,
Him
damn,
and his, like,
they didn't
two
have to kill him
friends.
like
They
that.
did
No.
not.
They really didn't.
I really was expecting them to get away.
I was really rooting for Pokey, which I'm sure his name is Pokey, by the way.
Honestly, that entire thing was annoying, but I was rooting for him because he wasn't thinking stupid. But then, like, for some reason before he died, he was like, "Let me stay and fight." I'm
Right.
Like, why? You
Like,
literally
you're-
just said you gotta leave, and then
Lit-
he stayed.
They said it so many times. They were like, "We have to find help. We have to leave. We have to go." They stayed.
Like, okay, the 2 weak dudes, whatever. Okay, they're
Y'all
inexperienced.
two, like when Ponzu was getting shot to death. I
No,
was
that
like,
was like so sudden. It came out of
yes.
nowhere.
Like, that was the part where I was like,
No,
I had to pause the
literally.
TV. I'm like,
What are you sitting here and telling me that like you're
this
Yeah.
ant just shot her 20 times? You know what I don't understand about the ants? Here's what didn't make sense. Why now are they evolving to the point where they can do this? Where they've been all the other eons?
I don't
I guess they
understand
weren't
that either
humans.
because number one, the queen is already a human-sized
A
ant.
human-sized ant, right?
Or bigger, honestly.
Yeah.
Like a 7-foot ant.
Yeah.
How did you get that big if you were this itty bitty before?
That's what I'm saying. Like, did
You
y'all
can't even
just
see that. That's how
did-
itty bitty.
Did chimera ants like just now evolve into a species? Like,
Right.
my understanding is that ants have been around for billions of years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all of the freaking civilizations on Earth should have been gone.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
They don't give you that, and that sucks.
Yeah.
They probably do in the manga.
They kind of were talking about it like they didn't really know that much.
Mm-hmm.
Like they knew like the bare minimum.
But like
And that was it.
irony, we find out it, but they don't. Nothing. We didn't get nothing like that where we know about it, but they don't.
Right.
And I wish we had.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because the whole time I'm just like,
I mean, maybe they just died before they could eat people. I mean,
I don't know.
they weren't
she's
ants.
the first one that's able to eat people.
And talk.
be odd.
Well, not
Right.
talk,
Well,
but
no,
like
yeah,
in her
she
head.
can talk.
Yeah.
And then like all the next ones suddenly look like half cheetah, half scorpion. Like why?
What made no
have they
sense
been
is
eating
we
other
didn't
animals?
we didn't see that. Some of these like it was so funny.
One of them looks like a penguin. I'm like, now where in the hell
Did you get a
penguin?
penguin? You're on an island, a tropical island where everybody's wearing shorts and dresses and short sleeves. Where the fuck did you get that?
That's true.
Like the combinations of animals made no sense.
It made like what was so funny to me is like it was honestly like borderline comical how many times it would switch to a different scene and there was a different like animal. Like I could see the first few people because you actually saw her eat whatever it was, but then like later on, like the next episode, they have like a lion and then a rhino is talking and then a penguin
And a lobster.
and I'm just like
A pink
Well,
koala.
no, the water stuff makes sense. They like when they were looking for the ant, she like came out of the water in some crap.
okay, but
But everything else,
the
does.
penguin because in my head it's like okay she did travel from somewhere so it's like did she like before we see her does she come from somewhere ain't things there and then traveled here but why weren't those things in the first generation
Right.
you know like the penguin it would make sense if she came from Antarctica or the Arctic
Or passed it on her way at least.
fasted on her way ate a few penguins said yummy 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 and then came to the island and then birthed out a whole bunch of penguins and whatnot. But it wasn't until like she had already had like 400 of them, and then the penguin came.
Exactly. And what also doesn't make sense is that they made it seem like the ants were still kind of quarantined in this one country, and that they were trying to stomp it out before it spread to the rest of the
So
world.
that means that she started
So-
making those things there.
Right.
So that doesn't make any sense.
How are all these different animals from all these different biomes living in this one country? Hunter. I'm just wondering.
Explain yourself.
Explain yourself. I'll be waiting.
Because it's not making sense. But
I'll translate it. Japanese, whatever. I'll translate
But
it.
but we let it slide because it's a great season anyway.
Right,
But
yeah.
I just had to point out how it didn't make sense.
Yeah, I didn't. The whole like society thing as well is weird. How they all can talk now. She's the only one that can't talk. How did you learn the ability to talk? Before you even became, because this is before she started eating humans. They were talking. How?
Were they talking?
Was it? Because wasn't the
I'm trying to
royal
remember.
did the royal guard?
No, they were the last
No,
ones to be
yeah.
born before
And
they came.
then
Oh,
they
okay.
can't use
Not royal
telepathy
guard. Not royal
because they
guard.
speak.
What's his name?
The first one that was that. No, I think
Colt?
Colt.
But
I
Colt
think
is-
he's the one.
Colt
the
is
first
human.
one to speak.
He was the
Yeah.
first human one?
I don't think
Okay.
anyone before them could.
Okay.
They used telepathy.
Okay, I thought he came before the humans. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind.
No, he was. Remember when they kidnapped the little boy and his little sister?
That's right.
That's another
That was
point where I was like,
yeah, that
That's
was
what the
right.
fuck? Like, this kid is outside playing.
Where's the sister?
food.
Someone.
Yeah,
I guess,
someone
his,
without
I guess
memories.
his soul's the only one that was reborn.
Because they do like eat a lot of people,
Mhm.
and not I guess not all of them become
Like,
ants.
awaken. Or,
Yeah.
yeah, right, yeah. Or fully, Because it's like, they make it seem like they were reincarnated almost. Like,
Yeah.
their soul reawoken into this. So maybe that doesn't happen to all of them.
Yeah, there are the lesser ants, so who knows? They
That is
did
true.
say also that like they learned how to speak so fast because of their memories.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Colt did say that, yeah.
That is true. How many times have you seen this season?
I was just recently watching this.
I was gonna say.
I waited to the last minute because I would not remember any of this.
Yeah. No, same. I also
too much.
Yeah, it was a lot. And it was while I was doing it where I was like, you know what? This needs to be in parts.
Oh, for sure. When I was watching it literally 3 weeks ago, I was like, this is long. I forgot how long this season is.
I was rewatching the show anyway before we started talking about this, and I still haven't even finished the season on my own. And so I had to go back and watch the first part of the season to remember.
I have a few of the last episodes of the season to finish off. That's
I have the last parts where like he's gonna where we see Jing, and he's in Rio punches him in the face. Those are the last episodes I need to watch.
those are good
that
ones.
last season is. I like it, but I can see why people don't. It's pretty
anticlimactic as a way to end.
This season?
No.
Oh,
With
anyway,
those people, But this season, it's a lot, but it's worth it. Like the build up and everything, it's worth it.
I honestly think that this season was done so well.
You know what I won't say I liked about this is that the NGL or whatever, the people with the guns and the drugs, that storyline made no sense. And it was like, if the drugs aren't gonna be a part of the story, don't show me it.
I feel like
because I thought it was. I thought the drugs were like gonna enhance them in some way. They're gonna be snorting a line.
I thought it was gonna be like, they had
or
to
it's gonna
go
get in the
into this
water
country
or something.
I thought it was like they were gonna, get into this country. It also already made no sense that they had this advanced technology to see if you had technology to make sure you don't have technology when you go in. I'm like,
I mean, but technically it was at the border, so it did.
Still,
it did.
like,
it was
work.
just everybody else in. It's
And
also
then,
supposed to be like an allegory for North Korea. So
it reminded me of the Amish.
The Amish
makes
do
more
use
sense.
technology.
Do they?
Yes.
Oh, I thought
They
they
actually
rode around in carriages and stuff.
I mean, they do. They do. They are allowed to use automobiles and power tools as long as it doesn't mess up like family life. Which I don't know how power tools would mess up the family life, but I mean, to each his own. They're Amish. I'm not Amish, so I can't.
Don't know.
That's their way of living. That's what they do.
Right.
But yes, it literally is like the Amish. I did not think about the North Korea thing at all.
Honestly, I don't think that until like towards the end, especially when we see like the
guy,
puppet leader and then the real leader. Yeah.
Now that you say that, I can see that.
Yeah.
But just the beginning, like at first,
that
when
is
they,
true.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Now I see it.
I so see it. I was like, he looks like Kim Jong-un. Yeah. I was like, but I still didn't think it was North Korea based.
Yeah.
He looked just like him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
The more you know.
I think like the whole thing with the drug people, I don't know. It seemed like it was going somewhere,
And then it didn't.
and
And then it didn't because
I don't know if I
the
can say
centaur came and killed them all.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know, but if like it didn't go somewhere because like later on, I think like the octopus guy and the one that Keela befriends, someone else, they're like they're one of those people.
Reincarnated of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, and I think
But,
they
like,
made a
That,
comment.
but the drugs itself,
The drugs
and then
itself,
the guns,
no.
and the gun
But
did
I
not
thought it was
play
gonna
into
be
that.
like they had to not only deal with the ants, they also had to deal with them. That's what I was thinking was gonna happen.
I think
Like they
were
weren't
going
gonna
to this
believe,
country,
like they didn't believe that the ants
that
were
the
a
ants were a
thing.
threat, and they were
and-
gonna have to deal with them,
Yeah.
and they don't have any technology, but these guys have guns, and then on top of that, they're also selling drugs. Like I thought it was gonna be like a double storyline
Yeah, it
that
did
they
seem
were
like it
dealing
was
with.
going that
And then
way.
they even told you about the leader, Giro or whatever, his whole backstory.
and how he was like
Yeah.
and he's
I
probably
don't
not
remember
dead.
what came
He's
from
alive.
that.
When they were telling that backstory,
And that they're gonna find him.
I thought it was gonna be the centaur guy. I thought they were saying that he was the centaur guy, but then it wasn't, and I was like, okay, so then
I
what the
don't
fuck was
remember
that?
Who
how
is
that
it?
one pays off, but
What?
because they do refer to it like towards the end, and I don't remember how it pays off. But I think it was more like a way that I don't know how to word this, but like the bullets, like them dying from guns, is like, oh, we're weak. So it's kind of like introducing we need men kind of thing. And then I think they also said something about like them eating malicious people made them more malicious.
The
as well as being
drugs though,
ants.
or are they saying that the people
No,
that were
the-
malicious
the-
were on drugs and that's what made them that way? Oh.
Just the gang
by
members.
the ants eating malicious people.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Are they trying to say
But
that
no,
the
but
drugs
I
made
don't
them
think
malicious
they ever did
and then they ate
anything
them
with
malicious?
the drugs.
Okay,
And no.
that's
I
what.
think they would just put that out there.
Okay.
Like, they're
Nowhere.
bad people. They sell
They
drugs.
sell
Okay,
Yeah.
they're
Criminal.
emphasizing that they're bad people and that they're malicious people.
And
the
also-
drugs didn't make it.
Also,
right.
I feel like the entire season is like, oh, people are bad kind of thing. So I don't know. Adding
I
on
mean,
top of the
honestly,
evil,
yeah. The whole
corporation.
season does kind of correlate that humans are bad.
Yeah. Like society. I mean,
Yeah. But at the same time, when you think about it, it's like a double-edged sword where it's like, we're bad, but then like, you're killing us. Are you not just as bad as us for like...
Yeah. But also, the ants are like evolving more into humans as well.
That is true.
They definitely spend a lot of time.
Before then, though, it would seem... But like, half of them aren't. Half of them are on the just kill whatever. Like, not even eating. Not even for eating purposes. Killing. Just killing.
Yeah.
And some of them are like, no, peace.
Like, some of these ants are so savage, and for what?
For literally no reason.
Like, the one that was shooting Ponzu over and over and over again in the face, like...
The koala? Was it the koala?
No, it was a roach-looking one.
Yeah.
The koala?
The koala
was
honestly,
savage.
Yeah.
He scared the mess out of me. Like, he was like, out of all of them, you were the most terrifying, because you were literally this big. And I don't even know what his thing was. Did he just
like
have
that
a gun?
Water thing that acted like a gun.
Yes. Yeah. I was going to say, I know he was shooting bullets somewhere, somehow, through people's heads. Yeah. But I was like, dang, he was, I think, one of the first ones that we see. No. Yeah. That he's like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, he is one of the first ones that we see.
And like he's going off and doing his
own thing. Yeah. That koala man, I will never forget him, bro. I will never forget him.
You barely see him. He's only there.
I honestly forgot.
I just think it was the fact that he was the first one that we saw going off on his own that he made more of an impression on me, because I'm just like, I just didn't even think about this, like, at all. I don't know. Just like Kite made an impression on you. Yeah. This koala made an impression on me.
And then some of these ants were like really annoying, like the fucking rabbit one. With the rabbit in a thong.
I thought it was Ramon, whatever. What was it?
Yes, Ramon.
Him.
He was the worst.
He was the worst, and I feel like
he was just the worst to look at.
Everything about him.
And the girl that looks very like a human, and that's what she made me think that was the sister.
What, the one with the big stomach towards the end?
No, the one with the scorpion too.
Oh, that one.
She made me think that she was also the sister of the brother. But her...
Really? I didn't think that.
Well, because she was the one that was, I don't know, just human, the most human looking, and she was a girl, and so I would just correlated her to being, like, the unawoken sister. I don't know. But her and him, he was worse than her, though. The way that they looked, just... Where did the clothes come from? Like, they live in an Amish country. Where did the stripper clothes come?
No one in this
nobody
is dressed like that. They look like it's the Middle Ages, like they're over here in the field. And
they're all wearing brown and gray.
They come out with a thong,
neon cheetah print shirt, like chaps. Just chaps. It's like, where did this come from?
That, like, what was he, a lion or a tiger? He had like the whole 90s rocker aesthetic.
Yes.
I'm like, what?
He went to Hot Topic. The piercings? They didn't even have metal. Where'd you get piercings from? They were talking about when they came in how they would have to take out the metal from their spine or whatever procedures that you had, and he got an ear full of piercings.
I swear it made no freaking sense.
So weird.
I think Ramon's storyline was pure, like, a joke. Why are you so angry? Who is he angry at?
The world. He was like an angsty teenager.
Like, he was just so...
First, he was angry at Colt because he wanted to stop because he wanted to kill people. Yeah, he just wanted to kill humans. And it's like, dude, we're supposed to be feeding our
But
queen.
who did he fight?
Kill him and then beat the shit out of him. So he was all...
upset about that.
His thumb was all in a wad because of that. And then...
Like, you really going... That's how you know that you were born yesterday. Literally. That you let 2 12-year-olds get under your skin.
He was pissed.
I know. Meanwhile, Kite was right there. Didn't even touch him. He should be pissed at him. You're like, dang, he could have killed me. He let the children fight instead.
Embarrassing.
Right.
But at this point,
you knew that, like, just by looking at it, like, you knew Kite could have killed you because this is a learning experience. This was a joke.
Right? I was honestly so annoyed when Colt came and saved him. I was like, he could have died. Like, what do we need him for?
We really didn't.
Like, you could have killed him there.
He was only there to show that they can have Nen. That's it.
When I found that out, I was scared for everybody else.
I was so
like, these motherfuckers got Nen?
They're already invincible.
Right. No, like, y'all already struggling to kill them. Without, like, now they got Nen?
It's over with.
R.I.P. I
really thought, like, I was like, while rewatching, I was like, so what the fuck happens after this? Because, like, they get Nen. So it's like, shouldn't the season be over tomorrow? Next episode?
Like, shouldn't the world be extinct?
Yeah.
Like, they should have taken over.
because they're already unstoppable, and you gave the nin. It's like I don't even know a good analogy that would really show you the monstrosity that they've created with themselves.
For real.
No, yeah. And then that they were evolving so quickly.
Yes.
Like, they unlock it, and the next day they have their special ability. And then they create another one when they need to, and you're like, what? What is this?
And then you got the Royal Guards being born with Nin.
Yeah.
And it's like an unbelievable amount of Nin. It's like, and you meet Pito, and like everybody's like pissing themselves because of the N that she has, and it's just like, I do too.
I love Pito. Yes, I know what she did.
I can't stand Pito. I'm like, why do they draw Pito looking like a whole woman, boobs and everything? It's a he. It's a he. Literally, everybody refers to Pito as he.
Okay.
And sir.
Okay.
I mean, technically they do that in Star Wars.
I just realized, because I think
women sir.
Because I think
but in the manga, he was a he.
I think I remember watching and kept hearing he. But I was getting very confused because I didn't know if it was like a translation issue. I thought maybe my Netflix had translated it to he instead of she. So I'm like, why do they keep saying he to Pito? Pito's a girl. Literally dressed up like a little schoolgirl and everything. Another thing, how'd you get the schoolgirl outfit?
Fresh out they bored with these
fresh out the womb.
They got the outfit, the shoes, the socks,
the little skirt, everything. Little blazer, like the tie, everything.
Literally.
They were over here wearing rags. Where you get that?
The clothes evolved too.
Obviously, there's no internet, so you can go in the store and buy that. I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling schoolgirl. Like, no.
Where do you even see that look from?
Exactly.
Nothing.
And you mocked it perfectly. Pito's a boy.
Yeah, and Pito doesn't even like look that feminine in the manga. I don't understand why they just decided to do that for the.
I've never seen Pito in the manga, so I have no idea.
I've seen like a few drawings. It's
I mean, I'm not gonna. I still like Pito's design though.
No, yeah, I do too. But I'm just like, why are you confusing me like this? Like,
there was no need. There was no need.
I feel like they did that. They've done that before in other animes.
They do it all the time. That's mainly why it's annoying.
That is true. Yeah, but I liked Pito. I liked Pito how like she was
he. Didn't we just have this?
Sorry. I'm literally looking at Pito in my head, and I'm looking at a girl, so I say she. Pito. I'm just gonna say just Pito. Pito. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh, Pito's like the leader, basically, and I think that Pito being the leader is such a badass because I honestly expected more from what is that man's name? The butterfly. What is Poof?
Shia Poof? I can't stand
Shia. I can't stand Shia Poof. But I expected
but we don't
more.
meet him in this
That okay, yeah. But I did expect out of all of them, we'll say I like
Poof's my favorite
Poof.
out of all the
Poof?
Yeah. Poof. Oh, sorry.
Poof?
Pito.
Even the name Pito is more male-ish.
Yeah.
I didn't catch none of that.
I can't stand. Also, their names are all
Pito.
stupid.
Well, but you think when I thought of
Pito seems more masculine. Neferpito is Nefertirio.
Yeah, that's what I thought of.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I was like, oh, this is a girl.
Egyptian.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I forgot their real names were that to begin with.
And then the red one.
I think of Shia LaBeouf when I think of Shia. Every single time. Shia Poof. I'm like, Shia LaBeouf. He's running through the forest. Shia LaBeouf. Literally, it won't get out of my head. He looks nothing like him, but that name. Every single time I hear the name. Shia LaBeouf.
Oh my gosh, that was a throwback for real.
Did you not realize that?
No,
really?
No, I haven't. Not even once.
That song matches his character
for
perfectly,
real.
though.
No, literally.
Annoying as fucking just scary.
like, yes, he actually is. for no reason. But anyway.
Talking too much about him.
I know, right? We're not even there yet.
It's fine.
We'll get there. Y'all know who it is anyway.
Yeah. Pito, though, savage.
As fuck. That's why I like Pito the most, how fucking savage he is. Mm-hmm. And even, like, as soon as he's born, he stroked fear into everybody.
Yeah.
Like, right. As soon as the little cocoon, as soon as the ninjas out. Did they not show a scene of the nin? Okay, of the nin coming out, and everybody's like, What the fuck was that?
And that was when the little rabbit in
I
the
know,
dog
I was
learned
like,
his place.
I know.
Yeah.
Forget about being king. I know my place.
You know what?
Sorry.
You're right.
Calm down. What would you like, tea or coffee?
Anything for you, sir.
Like a little massage, whatever.
A little towel. I am your servant from now on. Yes. Literally, like, it's crazy. That's how you know Pito is top tier. Like, and
goat.
yes,
The goat.
the goat.
And the way, I felt so bad for Pokey when she found him under them freaking bones.
That was another moment where I thought, I was like, Pokey's gonna get the inside scoop and get, I don't know how, but get the fuck up out of there. I felt so bad. I was like,
Then they just stripped him and they're playing in his brain.
to get all the information. I was like, that was hella easy. But what do I expect when they were born with Nin and their animals created all into one? What
They got animal instincts, human intelligence, and logic, and
Nin. I should have known that it was gonna be that easy to find and get him
like
all the
a
information.
regular animal would have known it was there by sensing it. So of course they would have fucking found it in the fucking.
And then a
shelf.
human would play on its brain.
Yes.
Yes.
Torture it mercilessly.
Dissecting it.
So that
Unfortunate.
Savage.
so unfortunate.
So savage. And so now all the ants have Nin.
Yep.
They figured out how to unlock it in all of them.
When do we see Kite and Pito fight?
That's like literally right after she awakens. Really, like it's pretty soon after she awakens. Because
that's because they were following the lion.
Yeah, they're following.
They're following the lion.
Hagia, I think his name is still at the time, and Flutter and that girl who's always with them.
Flutter.
I
I can't stand looking at Flutter.
He really
I
bothers
can't
me.
stand looking at Flutter.
That character design.
It's so
My eyes are watering thinking
The
about it. I
mouth.
can't.
They just glued giant eyes onto the face.
It looks-
The mouth looks like it's made out of cut up
It
coconut.
didn't make any sense.
Like, what animal is it supposed to be? I have no idea.
I understand
guess, like, a
Flutter.
fly, I
I
don't
understand
know.
Flutter like a bug somewhere, but like everything else,
The rest of it?
the hair,
Yeah,
the
no.
Only
coconut
the
mouth.
wings make sense.
Literally.
But anyway,
The
they're
big,
hunting them.
eyes. The eyes.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's the only.
I could see everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were hunting them in the forest. They slaughtered all those minions, like the whole squadron. They slaughtered.
That
And then
shit
they
was
took turns
funny.
fighting all of them.
Which we see Kite's
Power
ability.
for the first time.
It
Well,
just-
no. We see it for the first time when he fights the NGL ants.
But his power is very interesting.
Very interesting.
I like it, but it's annoying.
It is
Yeah.
very annoying.
But I like it.
It is very annoying. I wanted to see more
Right?
of it.
Why they have to do us like
I
that?
want, like we only got to see like 2 or 3,
Literally.
Yeah.
and he's got like what 7 or 12 or something like that. I'm like, why? Like, why?
Yeah. So that was around the time that Pito comes because they're following him back to their
And she
hideout.
senses them.
And then she just pops up on the scene.
Yeah.
Like suddenly she's there and cuts off his arm.
Because at that point, she knows what everybody, which is crazy. She knows what everybody else's nin is, or not nin if they don't have it. But anybody outside of the ant colony, which is really crazy because you just came out.
I mean, but that's how ants are in real life.
I honestly, Mia, can you call them ants? Can you call them ants at this point? I always forget they're even ants.
I know.
Yeah, honestly.
So that makes sense. But looking, I blank. Look that he is an ant.
Yeah.
But yeah, just sensing and immediately just being there and cutting his arm off, I was like, okay, Kai still got it. He got it. He got
I
it.
didn't think that. I was like,
yeah, the second arm was gone.
as soon as she popped up, I was like, damn, already? That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
I thought he still had a chance.
I knew Kai was going to die because for Pito to be as savage as he is and for him to have just emerged out of the cocoon, I knew for a fact it wasn't going to be him who died. He only just emerged.
I thought that Kite would get away.
Once Gon and Killua were running away, and then we didn't see Kite.
That's
Yeah,
when
Yeah.
But as soon as like the arm cut off, I was like, okay, like you got one arm, you can still like maybe get away somehow. After they started running away, oh no, I was like, gone,
Yeah,
gone.
Yeah.
And that's when the psychopath Gon comes out.
Yeah. It's just kind of sad that they're like, I think all of them were like, oh man, if we weren't here, Kite would have lived. Like, Kite stood a chance, but because Gon and Killua were weak.
But I still feel like they got in the way.
Yeah.
Even if they were just a little bit stronger than what they were, I think they still would have gotten away, and Kite would have never. Even if they were closer to Kite's level, Kite would have never made them fight.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of the fact that they're children.
Yeah.
And because he knows
And I just
Gang.
think it was unfortunate because I doubt Kite or anyone expected the ants to get to where they were.
Yeah.
Because even
didn't
Netero
they-
mentioned when he comes in that he's like, oh, I guess the ants have finally started eating humans. I'm like, you were late. You were very late.
Did
Like, you clearly do not know what they just encountered.
Did they not take away their nin with like lessen it while they were following Leo?
Hmm?
You know how they diminish all of their nin so nobody.
Oh, yeah.
Did they not do
Yeah,
that?
I mean,
Or did they just lessen it? It was not that big.
I don't remember if they like specified exactly. I know that that Kite was using his Een or something
Mm-hmm.
that stretched out like 45 meters, and that's how he was able to field them, like to keep track of Lael and his group. I don't know if they turned theirs off so that Lael couldn't track them. They didn't specify. I mean, I'm sure they did.
Right. But I think even, I guess, with the Een, she still would have felt that regardless.
Yeah, I don't think
So-
we've actually seen anyone that hid from his N. I think everybody that's been in the presence.
I don't,
Knew.
yeah. Pito is on another level, so, I mean, it's kind of hard
completely.
to do
She sensed him from inside the freaking castle.
Yeah.
And
Right.
he was still like a good ways out. She just popped up.
She's over there.
like, hello, motherfucker.
She's over there dissecting
Where y'all
Pokey.
going?
She's like, I'll be right back. I got some business to do.
They're like, oh, okay.
Somebody's here that I don't like.
Literally.
What I thought was really sad is that, like, learning that Gon had met Kite, and it's like, we learned that.
Yeah.
Okay. And to know that, like, they could have had relationships from then, and he could have, like, been so much stronger now, and then it's just, like, all universe working in line. Like, he met him then, didn't become friends, and then now, and then this happens. And then he's dead.
That's why
Yeah.
Gon snapped like that.
Right? He's like, that could have been my father figure.
Right.
The only brief father figure he ever had, gone. And he barely even had him. Met him one time.
And spent like 2 nights with him. Just already bonding.
That was so sad.
Yeah.
I feel for Gon.
It was the way that they showed us that he was dead, though.
That's what
That
I'm
was-
saying.
yeah.
Like, how could that not gut wrench you? Like, his head's just in her lap, and she's just like,
I
know.
I didn't believe it. I really didn't believe it. I swear and everything, because it was so abrupt. Like, we were literally watching another scene, and all of a sudden, bam, you see Kite's head and his hair just all in the water or whatever. And then you see her pet. I was like, no. No.
Wasn't it right after Gon was like,
No,
he's
yeah,
alive.
Kill was like, I'm so sorry. He's like, it's okay. He'll be fine. We'll go
He
save
lost
him.
his arm, so he's in pretty bad shape, but he's hiding
Right.
right.
He's hiding.
He created
Whole
an entire
story.
story. But what's crazy is Gon woke up from being unconscious for like 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
He has a whole elaborate story about what Kite's doing. And Killua believes it.
And,
I'm
well,
like,
that's
Killua, you
Killua.
know damn well he was out the 2 days. How the hell would he know that Kite's alive and is
And
hiding
hiding.
and waiting to be saved?
Why would Kite hide and not try to come find y'all? That makes no sense.
None.
Because he's probably able to sense. He is able to sense if she's close to him. He probably after 2 days, she ain't looking for him no more. So he would have found his way back to Gon and Killua. You may have thought that, after 2 days, if he's not back, or if you haven't heard anything from him.
No communication.
No, nothing. Because I'm pretty sure Kite would have found a way if he was alive.
Well, this is Gon. This is like before this season. He would have said
But
that.
Killua,
He would have
we're not talking about Gon.
I'm not
We're talking
surprised that
Killua.
Gon. Yeah.
Killua
I'm
could have.
upset that Killua
Oh, yeah.
just was like, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because
You're
after
right.
2 days, if he didn't come back, Killua should have known, okay, something's happening. Something's up.
Yeah.
Killua's smart. Killua has shown us in the past 4 seasons that made us smart. Up
But you
until
know
this
what,
moment.
though? Throughout the show, we have seen Killua be more like Gon, all optimistic and hopeful, and not, an assassin.
I think the real
and
issue
more like
was
a
that,
human being.
I think the real issue
More
is
like a
that,
human being.
I think the real issue is that he was questioning himself. Like, we even see him right before, doubting him. Like, when he meets Netero and the other guys from the Hunter Association, I forget their names right now, The
Knuckle?
guy with the
No.
not
Oh, no.
Knuckle, Moral,
Yeah, and no.
and Nove.
First,
Yeah,
I did not like him.
No?
And got what's coming to him.
right. He sure did. Nove, yeah, because
You guys
they
don't
were.
like Nove?
He was.
I mean, he
okay.
was cool, but like,
Yeah.
I did not like the way he was talking
yeah.
to Killua because
So
they were
I
intimidating
liked
him.
his ability. I didn't really
Right.
like.
I didn't
His
like how
ability
they were
made his
talking-
like level kind
Him
of go
and
up.
Moral, I didn't like how they were talking to Killua because number one, y'all don't know what Killua just went through.
Right.
Y'all
He
are
didn't
talking
tell
to
you
him
nothing.
like he fought some normal dude. That's what he's saying. Like he was nothing like my brother. We all know Illumi.
Yeah.
I
Right.
fucking told you right
That's
there.
what I'm like, do they not know who they're talking to?
Like, he was
what is
nothing
They,
this?
they clearly didn't.
He was nothing like Hisoka. Y'all probably can't even fight him. He was like, you're 12. You should
You
have
don't
just
know
sat
anything."
back and let the adults handle it.
I did. I did. And guess what happened? He did. His head is in Pito's lap. Talk about
His
some-
arm flew helicoptered off. Before I could
Immediately.
blink.
Before I even knew she was here. I literally looked down and then it's gone. I'm telling you all
Like,
of
I was
this.
so pissed at that because Killua was
Yeah.
over here having a whole existential crisis.
He's like one of those kids.
He can't be a hunter.
Having a
Thinking he
panic
can't be a
attack.
hunter. He's in the wrong line of work.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers over there, it's just some ants. You guys are tripping. Like,
They're weird,
like,
they're
go
over
home
here-
to your mommy, have some
They're
applesauce.
literally over here thinking it's the ants go march together. Hurrah, hurrah. The ants, like, no, it's not. It's your mother, but 3 times the size of that.
Like,
Because
like,
Moral
what?
already is fucking huge, so
No,
his mama gotta be
literally
big.
So annoying. They didn't even go in there. They can't even sense them. They don't know anything.
Anything.
And they immediately
Netero talking
assume.
about, they started eating humans?
Netero, I understand. He's Netero. Everybody else though.
But Netero knows Killua. The other two didn't know Killua.
Netero didn't say anything. It was the other two that said something.
Okay,
Yes.
Netero couldn't.
Defend them?
Like, I know.
Right.
Shut up.
Y'all don't know what you're talking about. This kid grew up every day being electrocuted
Right.
for hours on end, and he was like 3.
Well, he doesn't know his. He's friends with his family member. I don't think he has empathy towards him. But
He would know. But my
I
point
feel
is,
like
he
he
knows
would
who the
know.
fuck he is.
Yeah.
That so for it to come out of his mouth, for this little boy to say, y'all don't have no chance.
I will
To
say.
the leader of he said it to the leader of the 100, not some random person who came to help. He knows Netero is the leader of the association and told him to his face, you don't have a chance against Pito. The other ones ain't even woke up yet. Against Pito.
I will say that assessment is obviously wrong though, because Netero goes off to fight the king. Obviously, he would have stood a chance, and they did like say like, "Oh, you always overestimate." Blah blah. blah.
Like,
But yeah,
they could have
those
just
two,
said that.
awful.
They could have just said that. They
Yeah.
didn't have to be like,
Yeah, they didn't have to go and attack
They
his
literally,
entire
they literally
character.
sat there and like stomped on his face and squished their foot.
Right.
You don't know what you're talking about.
And then Gon's knocked out. They're like, oh, I guess your friend had more sense. He was gonna fight.
Like,
They would
he's
be
knocked
dead.
out.
They would be dead right now. You have no idea what you're talking about. They would
yeah.
be dead.
I was gonna say instead of 3 people, there's only 1 person dead. You better be happy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So happy. Nove got humbled.
right. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
To talk about that in the next part.
But I will say, looking at Moral, I did not like him from the jump. Just like his character design, I was like, I'm gonna hate you. I was like, I know
You're
you
on
gotta be strong.
Yeah.
I was like, you gotta be strong. You just like, if you're hanging out with Netero, and you gotta be. But I still didn't like him.
Yeah.
I was like,
he
I'll
rubbed me
give you
wrong
props
right in
that
the
you're
beginning.
probably pretty strong, but like your attitude, nah, I ain't fucking with it.
It was literally just the way he was talking to Killua that pissed me off from
Yeah.
the jump.
I mean,
He
this is
had
the
to
first time we
he had
meet
to recover
them, and
from
they
that.
beat him down. I'm like, okay, unnecessary, but
Feeling all cocky. Nova.
always the worst characters. Always.
No reminds me of Night Eye.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
I feel like there's another
I
character
like
that
him
he
more
reminds
than
me
Night
of.
Eye, though.
You do?
Yeah, I like his character more. I wasn't a
Really?
huge fan of Night Eye. We talked
I mean,
about
I
this
know
before.
that, but I
wasn't
wouldn't have
either.
never expected you to say that you favor No over Night
No?
Eye.
It's just,
I feel like
even
we
without the
I feel like
comment,
we
he's
get
just
more.
one of-
I feel like we get more Night Eye than No.
We
and like in
definitely
a
do.
different
Yeah, we
in a.
True, but all the Night Eye that I got, I didn't need.
Night Eye was just weird.
I say I
That's
like
kind of
Night
it.
Eye better than I like No.
I don't
To
know
each
if I
his
could
own.
say I'd like any more than the other. They're just whatever
Yeah,
characters.
there you go.
They
I
are
can,
whatever
I
characters, but if we're
agree
gonna
with that
say
more.
which one, I would definitely put Night Eye. Obviously, there are 10,000 more people above Night Eye, but Night Eye over No, I would rather Night Eye.
I mean, I guess.
I would rather
like a real man.
I would
No,
rather.
That is true. That is true.
I would
That is
rather
true.
No's power.
Yeah,
Night Eyes.
but yeah, Night Eyes stuck it out to the end, so I'll hand it to him.
Yeah.
He didn't run off like a bitch after talking shit to a 12-year-old.
Right, and getting schooled.
Well, he did talk shit to a 12-year-old, but at least he went out like a real nigga. Like,
Oh my god.
what?
Okay, what do you expect from the two assassins?
The two assassins.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we didn't really see them.
I know, but what would you expect? I mean, assassins, yes. But
like I don't know, the Zoldycks.
I would have expected the Zoldycks.
That's who I think of when I hear assassin.
Because they're like the perfect representation of assassins. What we see, would have never thought.
I would have never thought what we got was gonna be what we was gonna get.
I would have never thought what we got was what we gonna get. I'm just.
I didn't see that coming at all.
Like, why'd they even call them assassins?
I didn't even.
That was not the right thing to call
My
them,
thing
though.
is like him sending them to go fight the assassins, what we will call assassins. You really have faith in these 12-year-olds that they're gonna go fight them, beat them, and come back
in 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks.
But that also lets you know how much they underestimated the ants. Because you think all they need to do is fight some assassins to get some. First of all, Killua is an assassin, so why would you send him to go fight an assassin?
You an assassin
like he don't
without
already
assassin.
know all these fucking moves himself.
Mm-hmm.
That clearly ain't the problem here. That's what pissed me off. Like, they were so looking past what the actual problem was, making their own assumptions about it.
It was basically like they obviously sent them there to lose. To fight the assassins to lose. Literally, yes.
Yeah, they didn't
Because
think
they were their own apprentices.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were their own people. So like, they basically sent them on a wild goose chase.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, little kitties, go, here's some crayons on a piece of paper. Go have
No,
fun.
literally.
Yeah.
While the grown-ups do the real work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, I thought they would have been, like, strong and, like, you know,
Not saying that they weren't.
hardcore, you know, stoic or something, and then we just, they're a joke. I guess besides Palm. Palm's probably, like, the closest thing to an assassin.
Like I said, Killua himself is an assassin. To send an assassin to get trained by anybody, especially when he's from the highest family of assassins, you're gonna send him to another assassin?
Why don't you go
Like
send
they're
him
gonna
back
teach
home?
him something that the Zoldycks couldn't have taught him?
You might as well send him back
his
home.
whole life. Exactly. Go home and get electrocuted some more and come back. That's what they should have said.
Gon, we don't know about you because you're not their kid. They can't legally do that to you, so you have to figure it out.
They'll probably just kill you.
Just the two. Gon has to fight the two assassins by himself,
Yeah.
not just 1-to-1. Kill one, go back home. Gon, you're gonna get your ass beat by two assassins.
That would have made more sense. That would have been more training. Honestly.
Because Gon wouldn't have fought Killua. Killua would have spared him. That's not what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, would any of the other Zoldycks have spared him? I mean, imagine going into Lumi fighting.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said he wouldn't get
pay back
trained
for that broken wrist.
That's why I said he would fight the two assassins and not Killua, who is also assassin, or the Zoldycks. No, one stare down and Killua dead, or Gon dead.
He's struggling to fight the butlers.
The game. Which hand? Which hand is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this season.
I love this season. This is where Hunter x Hunter becomes, you know, like it culminates so perfectly with this season.
I will say the Chimera Ant arc is obviously the weirdest because it's just like you went so left field on it.
From like Heaven's Arena
to
the Greed Island,
yeah.
fucking Chimera Ants.
We get a little bit, you know, with Kurapika's arc and that whole thing, but even that's like typical anime shonen stuff. This is like what makes the show
stand out, I think. Yeah.
Because there are shows that talk about Chimera stuff, but not have a whole season on it. The shows that I've watched, I've only watched one that talked about Chimera stuff.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even say that it's the Chimera Ants specifically. I just think it's the fact that they
went
had
about
the antagonist of the season be not an individual person or whatever, but an entire
An
species of ants.
And then
that
to
you're trying
focus so
save.
much on them.
Right, and like
Yeah.
you're literally just trying to save humanity. It kind of almost reminds me of the Titans, low-key. Now that I think about it, like that's another show that did it like that, where you're not fighting against just one antagonist, like it's a whole against like you're trying to save humanity type of storyline.
At some point, you are basically going
Well, yeah.
against one.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about the
But it does go from a lot to one.
It does.
Both shows
Mhm.
go from a lot to one.
Right, a big issue to like an
To just
individual
an individual
threat.
person.
Humanizes the enemy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And all that.
Makes you think all like philosophically and
Mhm.
stuff with the shit that's going on. It's like, do we give them like
I do think like
do we have to be ethical with them?
Yeah.
They think they
I think
speak?
the
Yeah.
message in this is definitely not as well done as like Attack on Titan. You know, it
Mhm.
definitely gives me like we live in a society kind of vibe, and I'm like whatever.
I think the type of message that it's supposed to put out is like the way humans coexist with animals. Because like towards the end, like we said, they're humanizing them and like looking at them more than just an animal to stop.
I mean, but you
out.
can't humanize an animal.
Yeah, you can. It's called personification.
But I feel like the message isn't
I feel
about
like certain animals. Okay, I can probably humanize a dog, my dog.
But but not saying I'm humanizing them to a point where like, I mean, a respect factor. Like you live on this planet with other animals.
Okay.
We should be respecting them.
Okay.
Like treating them equally or whatever, not treating them as something that like we can just like control and disregard however we please type of thing.
I guess at first, but
that
they
makes sense.
literally go on like so many spiels just about human society and we kill each other and we
Literally.
manipulate people and blah blah blah. And, I'm like,
And they end up being
okay.
that themselves.
Yeah, and I'm
They
like,
end up killing each other and other people and acting literally just like humans because they end up
basically
being
are.
part human.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know, because even like the king, even though he even goes on a whole thing, and I'm like, okay.
Part 2 is very interesting. Part 2 is going to be interesting.
Yes,
Because there are a lot more people come in that like play a more bigger role because like the ants that we've talked about, like the koala and then Ramon, like
The cheetah.
oh my
She's
god, fucking cheetah.
So
Like they play a role, but like they don't play as big of a role as the characters in part 2.
Yeah.
Like we see the characters in part 2 literally from then.
Or like
on.
Pito. Like Pito's
Pito
the first
is the
character
first
that we
one.
meet that's like, other than Colt. Colt's pretty significant.
Mhm.
But Pito, not as much
He
Pito.
stops being
That's
as
true,
significant
yeah. But
in the second part.
that's true.
Yeah.
But I'm saying as far as significance goes, he was significant in
Yeah.
this first part.
Yeah.
So, but
And
Pito's
Pito
like the first
basically
person-
replaced
yeah,
him.
replaces him as like the first person who really catalysts
Mhm.
what's going to go on in the second part.
I actually thought Cole was kind of annoying.
I did too.
I did too.
Okay, I'm not the
I
only
mean,
And
one.
I
like-
still do.
He
I
helps.
still
He
did.
prevents the loss of unnecessary human lives, but like he was annoying. He was.
It was the whole
He just had a-
firstborn child type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm a firstborn, I don't think I was like that.
Well, more
But
like
you
protective
understand.
father,
Yeah.
kinda.
Yeah,
Which,
like very
I mean, he was,
uptight.
but-
Like everything has to be this, orderly. Like mommy gave me these duties, they need to get done, type of thing. Or like teacher's
Mom
pet.
told you you're supposed to be washing the dishes. What are you doing watching TV? Like,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
that sibling.
Yeah, nobody likes that sibling. Nobody
No.
likes that.
Yeah.
But that's literally who he was.
And yeah, literally every word out of his mouth. The queen, and it's like, shut up!
Oh
I
my
get it.
gosh, yes,
Your
we get
aunts.
it.
Oh my gosh,
We get it. You're over. Like it was more of like I don't think he was purposely trying to put his role over everybody's and being like, well, you know, the queen said I'm the only bitch that can talk to her. Like, but like it was that way
Yeah,
where he was like the queen. It's like, yo, we get it.
yeah.
We came from the queen.
I think it was supposed to just signify like how as the generations were going on, they were less and less loyal to the queen because they were becoming more human and more individualized or whatever. And I think it's supposed to show that he still has that inner ant loyalty to the queen, I guess.
And he's
because
having an
he's
internal
born.
conflict with himself as well. On
Yeah.
top of that, because of the fact that his memories
His
are
own human.
Yeah.
are coming
intuition.
back, but he doesn't know if he wants to be an ant.
Which honestly, even still, for his character, wouldn't make that much of a difference.
His
'Cause
what?
again, like him either being more human or ant. His human was a loyal brother, whatever, loyal.
And that shows
loyal.
you the traits that they worked in his favor. They worked in his human life. They worked in his ant life. So you really can't shit on humans because there are good ones that have good traits.
Right.
Or
So.
you could be like, what's his name, Ramon?
I wish there was a way that they could have like filtered out the bad people.
There were so many like ants that were just like, what's wrong with you?
We
Like, the
stopped seeing the good ones.
Yeah,
Colt
after a while.
was the only one that we saw constantly.
That was good, and then the rest of them were just psychotic. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
like the centaur who had the NGO ones
human
as
dogs.
pets.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who was extremely uncomfortable by that?
Yes.
Because it's like they're suddenly so skinny they lost all their hair. Like, I'm like, what type of torture are they going through?
That
wasn't this
looked
like
like a day ago.
No,
Yeah,
literally,
it's
like
like
you
2
just took
days.
this place
Yeah,
over.
like literally just like, what the hell happened to these guys? Like, I was like, they're all covered in like I was
Dirt and whatnot,
Yeah.
and scars, and
Yeah.
Like,
it
I am
was screwed up.
completely uncomfortable by this,
Yeah.
unsettled by this.
And then I don't even remember exactly what they were saying, like, to them, or like, please help, like the begging. Like, I just felt so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was
so uncomfortable.
awful.
The chains.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
What
then
a
being so
dog.
terrified, trying to
I
act
know.
like dogs. I'm like, just kill me, just kill me, just kill me.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
I don't need to go through all of this. Like,
If it was
no need to spare my life.
If it was
Just
me,
kill me.
if it was me or any one of y'all, I'd have like, we're gonna just equally choke each other out.
On 3.
Yeah, right. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze on 3 now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Like, that would have been me. We have to find a way to kill each other at the same time.
I mean, I'm already frail. Like, I'm gonna die anyway. Like, all
So,
you gotta do
right.
is push me over.
But we have to make sure that we push each other over
Hard
hard
enough so that we
Yeah,
can
that we
Push
all
me off the cliff. How about that? They were already on like a little
Okay,
cliff
but-
thing.
But they're chained up. He already had them. When are they ever not around him?
Yeah.
So it has to be where it's like, quick, push me against the wall, my bones crack, equally as hard.
I felt bad for Gon though, because Kai experienced Killua and Assassin. They're like, and when he killed them, they're like, "Don't react, don't do anything." I'm like, he's 12. Like, what the heck? Y'all are sick. This is why Gon's crazy. Like,
He just snaps in this season.
Yeah.
Like,
he's
gets worse for
like
him.
witnessing all this stuff. Clearly, his aunt was a horrible caretaker.
She was so sweet.
Yeah.
But what went
He's
wrong?
sweet. He went on dates with grown women. You remember that? And it was.
Oh,
You forgot
Yeah.
about
No, I
that?
remember, yeah.
And he was like, yeah, ladies on, like, because he lived at a harbor or something. So, like, yeah, ladies come in and they take me on dates all the time and show me stuff. And you're like, what? You're early 12 now when you
I
were like 8.
forgot about that.
He's
Oh
like, can
my-
you believe they call those kind of women cougars? And I'm like, what?
That whole part was so hilarious.
I'm like, what is the point of all this? What was the point of all this?
They show you how screwed up this child is. His aunt was a horrible caretaker.
But, like,
that's what.
His aunt was over here worried about him going to the hunter exams when he over here getting titties to the face
At
on the
9.
island
At 9.
at 9. What? What?
You know, this show.
You would think she'd have more control over Gon, because Gon is a very, like, okay, like, person.
He's like, hey, don't talk to strange ladies.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, maybe not do that again. Like, I'm sure as soon as he came home the first day, he told her exactly
Right,
what
Yeah.
happened.
And,
then
she did
and
say,
then she's just
oh,
like,
man,
oh, that's
don't
sweet.
do that again.
And then the next day, he's probably like, bye. And she's like, where are you going? I'm going to go talk to the cougars again. And she's just like, oh, Gon. King, he's just like you.
You can tell he's your son.
He comes
You know
back.
what?
He comes back with a bra strapped around his neck. He's like, look what I got. Ooh,
But you know
they're
what?
goggles.
I never even thought about this. That is Gang's sister. So who's to say she
Her
isn't
cousins.
also crazy? Crazy cousins. I thought that was his sister.
Cousins.
Still,
No.
probably
I forgot that.
wasn't
Yeah, when I was watching it, I always forget that is his cousin, not his sister.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, and
until
I
watched
don't
it
know
again.
on what side it is, like dad's side,
Doesn't
mom's
matter.
side, or anything. I mean,
But it wasn't until I
would-
watched it again.
it may or may not.
Probably whoever that old lady is living with them.
Because if they're on the same side,
like, that's
then
probably
it would
the-
make sense
the
if they were
matriarch.
crazy.
Mhm.
If they were on the same side, but if they were cousins, like mom's side, dad's side,
Mm.
type of thing, then the craziness wouldn't correlate. You know what I mean?
I think it's probably the same side. Whoever that old lady is that's living with them is probably also.
Yeah, that could
Which
be
they
both
also
their
don't.
grandmother or
Do they
something.
tell us who she is?
I don't know. If
We're going
she
all the way
ever
back to like
outright
season
states-
1.
I
Do they
know.
tell us?
I don't
think
know
so.
if she ever states like the relationship.
No, we just know she's Aunt Mito. I don't even know that other woman's name.
Aunt Mito is the redhead. We're talking about.
I
the old
know.
lady.
No, we're saying we don't like know the whole family.
Oh,
line.
oh,
Yeah.
you're saying you don't know what?
Gon don't even know his whole family line. He probably don't even know who that woman is.
I know.
It's some old hag living in his house. Or he's living at her house. Who knows?
He never talked about her, so clearly she didn't do anything for him.
What if she's a ghost? I don't think it's like maybe the aunt is the only one that can see her. Because does she not talk to her?
Does Gordon not talk to her?
I don't remember ever seeing Gordon talk to that girl.
I don't think they've ever interacted in the show.
So honestly, if she's a ghost, she could be.
Okay.
So random.
Random theory thrown out
Right.
there.
There are so
There
many.
you go.
And there's a lot of things that they don't fucking explain in this anime. That could be another one. Who the fuck knows?
Okay.
I guess.
Is this not what we do on this podcast?
It's
we
a
throw out
possibility.
a lot of possibilities.
Mm-hmm. It's possible.
She forgot what this podcast was. That we just throw out random shit like that. But anyway, I mean, that's it. I can't wait for part 2.
Yeah, honestly, like, clearly we're getting carried away.
Right, because we vaguely talked about a lot of things that happened in part 2, but not to the full extent. And I'm just like, oh, I really want to talk about it, but if we do, it's going to be 4 hours long.
I know.
It's going to be way too long.
But, you know, we'll be back for it, though.
Wait, we didn't say what we were wearing today. I mean, if you didn't see,
I honestly feel like
no
I might
one
have
is
worn
on
this
theme.
shirt before.
I
just
on the first
realized.
episode?
I think I might have.
Oh.
I just realized.
Nia wears the same clothes every day.
Yep.
I'm wearing my hero, by the way.
I'm wearing
Demon
Naruto. Sage 6 path Naruto.
Oh, had to be specific.
Yeah.
Deep 7.
Her chest.
I forgot that was there.
I thought it was like 7. Oh.
Oh, isn't he also like the 7th Hokage?
Didn't even peep that at all.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Crazy.
I was gonna say we're getting on Naruto. That's another week, another episode,
Another time.
another time.
Next week?
No. Next week is part 2, Tokyo Revengers.
And the week after that,
No,
either
it's part
bonus
2 of this.
or a part 2 of this.
Right. We haven't decided yet. We'll see.
She's or Naruto. No. Next week is or Naruto.
And then Naruto.
And then Naruto. We'll get to Naruto. Don't worry.
We will get to Naruto.
We will get to Naruto.
We're all waiting. We're all on our tippy toes.
Yep.
Waiting.
But we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye. Well, that's a wrap on this week's episode. We hope you enjoyed season 5 of Hunter x Hunter Part 1. And we hope you'll come next Wednesday.
Next episode, we'll get back to our discussion on Tokyo Revengers with part 2 of season 1. Don't forget to connect with us at bakanasu@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and of course this podcast at Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!